Yeah, how about my I've done this before. Anyway, so who made that call? Pick Dragonshire. Yeah, I've used OBS in the last month, I promise. Pick Sky Temple, ban Dragonshire and Beery. Baby Makers ban Vax and Curse Hollow. Looks like we are good to go nearly. Everyone's in the lobby, so we shouldn't be too far out. As yeah, as I mentioned, the stakes are pretty high. Getting near the end of the season for round 8 is games are available, but I don't think anyone's played yet. This is the final game for the Baby Makers and the second to last game for Who Made That Call. Uh, I don't know any of these teams this season. Let's wait. Is that true? That might not be true. Uh, yeah, I didn't verse either of these teams, which is but unfortunately, I can't really comment too much on what the teams like to do. Let's not talk too much about how Team 4 did this season. It was a bit unfortunate. Uh, are we ready? Because it looks like we are chilling in the lobby. Were they waiting on me? Man, I know people are not used to casters. It feels bad. But, that's okay. Looks like we should be getting in soon enough. Now, this is the... Before we get too far into it, first game I have casted on the most recent patch. So, just to outline the biggest changes, ETC, buff for some stupid reason, bunch of other tank changes, did I miss anything? Cassian Earth. Oh yeah, Chromie. The big thing is Chromie buff, where W build is now pretty insane. It's not that hard to stack. It scales a lot better into the game. It's just really strong, and we've been seeing a lot of priority in it over in the Stormly qualifiers for NGS, but we're now getting into. Oh come on! Oh come on! There we go. I checked this before we started. So Zeratul is actually going to be the first ban. Can't say I'm entirely sure why. You'd want to ban Zeratul, but there we are. Okay, not gonna get some left for that. Anyway, so Abathur banned away, pretty good ban on Sky Temple. Not many people are willing to play Abathur, but very, very strong as a first pick, of course. There's a lot of things that are strong as first pick these days. Blizzard going for the style of everything strong but nothing is strong, as the aforementioned Chromie will be banned away. So, my biggest question is what's going to happen with ETC? I feel like he's going to get banned here with first picks because the hero is so stupidly strong and now has lane flex potential as well. Actually, May will be banned. Avalanche is now available, so if you don't want banning May, you probably should. But Cassia left open. Small enough to Surge of Light, but the hero still pretty ridiculous. What's going on? ETC is flex pick potential. The E build has received substantial buffs with the changes to Guitar Hero and Hammer On. I think Little Seven's called. Where you're able to just keep smacking things with your attacks. You have ridiculous damage and ridiculous sustain. It's pretty silly, so ETC will not actually get taken though. It will be Garrosh along with Deckard for who made that call. And I do have to kind of wonder already who made that call because the most broken tank in the game got buffed. And he's not being picked. Oh, there it is. I like this. I like this. This is good. This is good rotation so far by the Baby Makers. I like Cassia as a first pick. Pretty just ridiculous on the tier list. And then ETC and Ana are basically best in slots. They have so much flexibility with their final pick in the 4-man. They're leaving themselves the option for the potential solo lane counter pick as well. So I really like this. But side of the baby makers. UL will be banned away, which makes me kind of wonder what they want to pick. It won't be Tastok because that's also banned, so we are probably going to see the counter pick offlane. My guess is they just didn't have something they wanted to play into UL. Yep, counter pick offlane. It will be Greymane Li Ming, so pretty standard Garrosh play here. We're looking to just blow up one target. We have a very nice amount of burst to go with Garrosh. Greymane Li Ming both video it. So I would like to see just a strong blind offlane pick as well as defensive. Oh, we didn't get that, but could have looked for us a very... Okay, there's a lot to go through. So, we have Bayev, which is a bit out of theme with what the rest of the format wants to do. Zul helps though. Zul works quite nicely with Bayev, so they did decide to simply change their draft. The Zul was pretty nice with the Skeleton Mages. It will just annoy Li Ming quite a lot. If we saw someone like Medivh or Zarya coming in though instead of Bayev, the side of Fullmetal Cool have just been completely screwed because they would not have anything they can really do other than try and blow someone up, but even that wouldn't be feasible. Now we have Murky as the last pick against Vizul. Now this is one of Murky's better lanes. I love our Murky players called Lady Gaga. Now, this is one of Murky's better lanes. You do have to wonder, though, what the plan is here, because after 13, Octograb, you can only really go for Ana, because otherwise it just gets cleansed, and 50 armor goes to the target, so that's not going to work. So they kind of force themselves to find Ana, but that's also pretty hard. And again, if this was someone like Medivh, Zarya, Uther, something defensive, even that wouldn't be possible. But anyway, on the blue side, we have Who Made the Call, and they are living up to their name already with this. Lady Gaga playing the Murky. The Bex will be playing Li Ming. Unfathomable playing Greymane. Stewie playing Garrosh. And Tease playing Deca Kane. On the red team, making themselves to play for the vision point, which makes sense because Murky can't do anything, is the Baby Makers. Paper Tanks rather, playing Cassia. Deadwish playing Bayev. Marbuckle playing Vizul. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this one. D-Shelves, we're going to that. Playing ETC. And Frecklebob playing Ana. Rotation going straight over to the red team. Well, it's pretty hard when they put 5 minutes. Now, Murky didn't actually get anything done with that time, so very nicely done by the red team. Now, D-Shelves gets thrown in. Garrosh not really getting any follow-up through, as ETC is just going to walk it out just fine. We do see Block Party was the pick. I do like this. He recognizes that just needs to get defensive stuff for the team in the early game so they don't fall behind. There's no need to go for the quest as that comes online far too late. Now we do see, actually both of them are going for the bouncing. We have Charge Strikes and Naisha's Memento picked up, so this is probably a Warden's Cage game, which was kind of to be expected, but Containment Disc completely nullifies the team comp as well. Now, Deadwish going in onto Garrosh, going to be slid, pulled in. Deca Kane drops the scroll ceiling, and ETC thrown in the tower, so I don't think this is going to end too well for him, but walks out just fine. Stewie will survive too. In the meantime, Unfathomable in the Bex went and picks up the Bruiser camp, so Zul going to have to deal with that. Murky dropping XP here. And Deadwish is moving up now to go and get their bruisers, it looks like. Yep, gonna go in here. Has Naisha's Memento, hopefully. yeah, as nice Memento, so able to get this one through nice and quickly. Flecker Bob there to keep Maiev all patched up. Now, ETC gonna be just fine. Paper Tank's coming down to make sure there's no sort of push happening, as this is looking really nice for the Baby Makers. Zul gets to fight the camp in the perfect spot he wants, which is a bit unfortunate for the blue team. They might have wanted to force the crash, so boosters will be cleared up for free. Now it is the red team boosters that are pushing. Murky doesn't really have the tools to deal with it. He has the tougher fish, but even still he's going to struggle with this. Also, taking tougher fish means no slime time, so Murky will be a lot weaker later on. He's just dead already, apparently. Garrosh gonna walk it out pretty easily, not gonna be pulled in by the chains, as Zul is now having some fun. This is going to be an enormous push. Now Murky's going to come in, drop the tough fish. Zul going to use the W to clear it out quite nicely. Can't misclick it if you have curse strikes, I guess. So now without the tougher fish, there's absolutely nothing Murky can do to clear it, so Zul's getting free time on the point. In middle lane, we're seeing the 4v4 fight over the middle altar. And it will just be Maiev looking to go on the backline, actually going to take it in the end. Really nice pull onto 2. Going to be going for Greymane, and Famil getting knocked down so much. Not going to be able to walk it out. That will be the kill onto the Greymane. Now looking for Stewie. The rubies are there, and Galosh is doing a lot of healing, but he's walking the wrong way. This is not safe. There's still so many rubies there. Oh, he's actually going to do it. The rubies disappear on him, but will manage to walk out. More rubies now. Deckard just... what stupid talent Ruby is, holy. Gosh, looks like he didn't even take a scratch, as now looking for Frecklebob, but going to back off in the end. Doesn't have Greymane yet, who is now returning. Zul taking a lot of damage, but he has got the entire top altar. Top temple, rather. And now it's just a fight over the middle. Lady Gaga's moved down. Now Shelb's thrown in, but Dead Wish is okay with this, as trying to pull people in. Murky's gonna fall. Now Stewie looking for someone, not quite able to find anything, as now it is Maiev advantage trying to just run them down. The root onto Deccan Kane. There's nothing for him, he's going to fall as well. Very good start for our red team, and this might just be a sign of things to come. I was mentioning before that okay, we have all builds as well, by the way. By the way, you're playing a blow up and you have all builds. A little bit out of theme there. So the blue team really needed to find advantages in order to get ahead. They wanted to try and find a fight with the town advantage, maybe something like 13 to 12, and then make a boss play to try and snowball the game out of control, because, as I mentioned, late game is basically impossible for them to play. But that's not really possible given the current state of the game. D-Shelbs won't find Greymane. It's actually going to be flipped over. Now trying to walk it out is the cow, but there's a few friends here. I think ETC, yeah, just going to fall in the end. You have to be careful around Mr. Gosh. Has the unrivaled strength just to make it that much easier for him to throw people over. Now will be Garrosh actually who's taking a lot of the damage, but going to walk around, find some rubies, going to be just fine. Well, I say about it, he's still pretty low. And we do see Berkey going to pick up the booster camp with the help of the fishy deal. So much damage done to this top fort between the camp and temple. Now it is level 10 advantage for the red team. Ultimate time expected. No containment disc this game, unfortunately. However, this is a really nice game for the Warden Cage when you consider the rest of the team. Maiev once again coming up nice with Memento, going to make it so easy to clear out this camp. Pretty disgusting here in all honesty, but it will be the puffish will actually go off. That's quite a bit of damage onto everything up here, but Lady Gaga actually survived. Yeah, Murky. Deceptively tanky with that regen, as now it will be the camp pushing in top lane. There's map pressure. Murky's not able to answer this. Wants to go into the fight with Yoxograb before it becomes useless. So this is just going to be a top 4 falling. Now the fight will be taking place around the bottom. Murky has the first rotation, but doesn't look like they're going to go for a fight. As it will be Deadwish getting control of the point, and now who made this call? As now the top 4 is going down. They're not getting the tempo. They're not getting anything actually. It's all going the way of the Babymakers at the moment. Just gonna chill here. They're completely content with this. As they nearly even got the mid down as well, thanks to Zul pushing in the wave. Now looking for a play onto Zul, but minions coming in clutch, going to dismount for Garrosh. Probably would have been fine anyway though. So top 4 falls, bottom 4 barely falls to the temple. Middle not much left on it, and this is the team that we were expecting to fall behind early, possibly. Well, I'll be face it, not even that, they had to fall behind if you want the blue team to win this, as now Deadwish going to walk into Garrosh, gonna be fine though. As the next play looks to be around the siege camp, so will they defend or will they get the camp? Looks like they're not going to force the issue of the Babymakers, so we'll be just fine. For ever so low though. As going for their giants, Zul going to catch these top waves. Murky with rotation. This is basically the last chance for who made the call to force the issue. But no, they're just going to clear the wave and back out. So the game will go on, and that makes me very scared for the blue team. Now Zul has cleared out top lane, going to meet Murky, and there's not really much happening. Going to not even going to find a Slime, so nothing's going to happen there. And now level 13, and the fight plays onto Ana, but there's no Li Ming there to help damage, as Valkyrie will not find anyone, but thrown out for good measure. Just that pesky bit of wool being so annoying for Cassie then, but level 13's oh, the fight is happening. We're going to do the mosh pit in the middle of everyone. All 3 of them are hit, and it's going to be 2 quick kills going over to the Babymakers. Now Maiev trying to chase him down. Zul was on the roots in the backline. Greymane so low. Dekken's going to fall, and it's just the Worgen and the fish making a run for it. The fight so easily going over to the Babymakers. And now we're going to get a boss. Things have just gone from bad to worse for the blue team. As boss will be picked up. Zul has responded to the top side to defend the top temple. Should be very easy for the red team to get the bottom temple. So this is going to be... oh, this fort's super dead. You can breathe on it. It's going to fall. But there's going to be a lot of pressure now onto the bottom temple. And now you're left with a blow-up comp. Looking rather silly as the blue team, because, well, who are you going to blow up at this point? Spending Sword's pretty good. Now, we are seeing the play onto the top temple, but you have to wonder, who made that call? Because now it's a boss and a temple marching down onto the bottom keep. As now it's just everyone recalling. They've geared up the keep. They had no need to lose this much. Zul's still able to get the top temple, most of it, so you couldn't think of a much better situation for the Babymakers if you tried. Now it is the Bruisers onto the 4, but Zul's returned, giving up the last of the temple to try and go for this, but of course that means the temple's just got to take the fall down, so they will get 1/4 the side of who made that call, as they want to make a play of a boost cap, but they're down 16 anyway. Do you really want to go for this? Now, the last fathomable way, you can see the blue team coming back into this as taking a 16 to 18 fight. But, okay, this is a lot of people for Murky, it's not worth it. Murky, okay, you killed Murky, well done. Zul not yet choosing his 16, and you'd have to wonder if he's going to go for the... God, I don't know. That is the crap fight, that's the one. The slows on effing, just to make it even harder for them to run away, because red team's winning the fight, so it's just a matter of chasing at this point. And, well... Well, another thing worth mentioning is that we still have Mike Check from ETC not going for the Stupidly buffed Encore, which was, by the way, the best talent beforehand anyway. Now Garrosh will use the Unstoppable, will then be slid, but Face Melt will get him to safety, not pulled in by the Valkyrie. Now, this is what we have. We have a level 16, it's even level 17, so less stats for the red team. This is the last chance if you are who made that call. And if I'm them, I'm making the call to take a fight. Screw the situation, it's your only chance. As everyone's posturing around the boss for his 2 minutes to come up. And now in the meantime though, this is the bottom side pushing in for the Baymakers. If you're the blue team, you have to force the issue right now because there's no other time. But they will just let them walk away. The rotation up to the temple on the top side. Now, they're going to clear this wave, but that just means more time on the temple. And these calls are definitely, they're living up to their name, unfortunately, because these are some very questionable calls from our blue team. As now, not going for the temple yet. The red team's all now going to stand on it. Playing so safe, the red team, I do like it, but they could have started this tempo a bit earlier. Now Garrosh looking to get the flank. Zul out of position, gonna get thrown maybe, but no, ETC there to save it. Maiev throws out the spirit, but nothing will come of it. As we're left with one last team fight, 17 to 18. See if we get a handshake foot. Now, red team doesn't even have to go for this. This is so good for them. They just have to posture and they're winning the game, but in all likeliness, we're going to see the fight. Garrosh trying to force it really hard, but D-Shelb's not letting him walk up to the backline at all. Really nice stun by them. And it's happening. And big wave mounting up here. You're running out of time if you're the blue team. You need to force an issue right now. Greymane pops the W, so they do need to look for this before that wears off. Now, the Q onto ETC, but you don't want ETC. It's so bad now for the blue team. Now, Root onto Zul, trying to walk it back. The Valkyrie comes in, pulls him in, throw him onto a catapult. No, ETC. Now, big sleep onto Maiev. Moshpit will get interrupted, but they've already got the kill. Anna cleanses the Murky Octograb. Greymane's down, Deccan's down. They're running for the hills, but here comes the Decrepify. Garrosh cannot make a run for it. 3 easy kills for the red team. And absolutely choked out by the Babymakers. Really nicely done by them. As they once again get pretty much everything. Now catapults won't do any core damage, but they will need to get cleared out. Murky took away the Bruiser's camp before it could be taken. Getting value out of the Fishy deal, but the only thing Fishy here is this base, as there's already 2 keeps missing. And we're about to round the level 20 mark for the side of the Babymakers. At which point it only gets worse. Murky trying to be a bit of a pest, but not really able to get anything done. Has now the Wrath of God, but you're not going to find anyone with it. It's so easy for them to just kill the pufferfish. Between all their auto attackers, you're not going to kill anyone with Octograb because Arlo has the Smelling Salts. And now level 20 has been hit. Nano Infusion comes out, so they can put down to any of the 3 carries they have, and none of them are a chance of hell dying. Garrosh doesn't have the body slam, so there's no healing reduction for them. And now the players around the boss. Murky is up in the top side, so 5v4 advantage for the red team. Garrosh blows the Unstoppable, and that should be the cue to start the boss, and they do so. Murky, he wants to clear out the camp, but you need to walk down, buddy, because otherwise this boss is gone. Actually, it looks like they're just conceding it, so this is level 20 advantage for the red team with a boss onto an empty, defenseless core with a siege camp for good measure. I don't see any way outside of a miracle that the blue team would be able to hold this, so we will just have to see what happens. So it's probably just going to start with the Blink Mosh from ETC. Find the pick, but let's see what happens as one last defense from the blue team chose this map. Been stumbling in the macro so far. Can they make up for it with a brilliant play in the micro? As here comes the Doom March of Destruction onto the core. Greymane trying to poke out his boss, but poking is always doing as this thing is far too tanky. Zul now attacking up the keep, actually taking a lot of damage. The taunt onto 2. Now sleep onto Zulba. Anna, pretty nice here. Got the active healer to keep him alive. So much damage done. Now Greymane pulled in, going to fall. Boss smacking away at the core. Not level 20 yet even is the blue team. Murky doing what he can, but Lady Gaga going the way of a real one in due time. As that will be game number 1. So easily going over to the blue team. And who made all these calls to the red team, sorry. Who made these calls though for the blue team? Because that was a little bit of a disaster in all honesty for them. Oh, come on. No, I tested this as well. So, it's a very low damage game, but an absolute macro masterclass by the Baby Makers. So easily getting everything they could possibly want during the objectives. Timing their camps nicely, picking up the Bruiser camp second on both the first and second objectives. What does this mean? They have their Bruiser camp still pushing during the objective, which meant that Murky wanted to try and answer it, and in that, it meant that he was not able to contest any of the temples. But you don't really want Murky to contest the temples anyway, so this is just a blob comp gone wrong, as nothing really happened well for the side of the blue team in all honesty. So I'm hoping in game number 2 they look to throw this completely on its head, go for something very different. Vax and BB are banned though, so it's quite hard to force the issue on a micro level. We will have to see what ends up happening though, as the decision is to pick Infernal Shines. So, who made that call? We'll be going for that one. And this is probably one of the best chances, but we could see a very similar sort of thing happen, where better camp timing by the side of the Baymakers is able to find them all the advantages that they need. We'll see though. This is a much more simple map in that there's only one objective to fight over on the first one, so maybe they can just look to take a 5v5 and win that way and try and snowball from there. So, oh, I like it. We're nice and pumped. Caster already. Looks like the teams of A, so it's not actually much better at all. I love this. We can speed run the time between lobbies. Makes a change from having to wait 30 or so minutes for the first game to start. That kind of tilted me out of casting for a while, but looks like we are just about ready to go into game number 2. Infernal Shines. The Babymakers 1-0 up. One will win, and they guarantee themselves a place in the playoffs. As now, just looking to see what happens for the draft. It is once again Babymakers the first pick, so it's of a map though. We can expect that Abathur won't get banned this time, most likely by the blue team. One thing that doesn't seem to be changing though is the Zeratul, who will still be banned away. They just don't want to deal with it, which I can entirely understand. Pretty obnoxious hero, all things considered. And they decided that Maiev was the problem, actually. I'm not entirely sure about that one. But Maiev will get banned away. Still a very annoying hero to play against, but I don't think that was the reason the game went the way it was. Chromie, yep, their team just sticking to their guns. Worked well for them last time, so I can completely understand it. May still going to be removed. And Cassia picked up. I don't think this should be much of a surprise to anyone here that Cassia would be the first pick. I bet Paper Tank's just like, oh, alright, I'll play the same people again. Now, the Harker will be picked up. Unfathomable if one logs in, so we might still have something a little bit interesting going on. Lady Gaga, of course, the offlane of the last game out. They're just running it back the same thing. I love this by Bait Makers. They had a really good first 3 last time and we got the same thing again. But the Haka priority seems really strange. I'm not entirely sure why they want us so much. You know, just gonna see the same thing again. Malthael banned away. This seems a little bit suspicious. I also don't see though why it would be a Cho'Gall, because if you wanted Cho'Gall, why did he play Decken over Ana? I'm a little confused by this Malthael ban. Last time, what was it last time? I don't even remember. But Diablo will be banned away. Perhaps thinking that's why the Malthael ban came out. I'm not confused though, ETC does very well against the Lord of Terror. Even better now that people finally realize that Encore's a talent. But these shells didn't take Encore last time. But such a good talent against Diablo. Prevents his engage twice. The most beautiful Mal'Ganis skin will be coming out, as well as Orphea. Now, as people know, I'm a huge fan of Orphea, but you're playing it into a very rough situation where you have no cleanse from your support. You've already got ETC as the enemy tank. Ana can opt into getting the spell power reduction level 4, so it's really hard for Orphea to do anything. The only good thing is that Zul will once again be the offlane, so there's no more interrupts, but I feel like they are once again drafting a little bit strange. If you just look at the Red Team comp in isolation, it's absolutely amazing. And on the meantime, Whomever Cool looks like we're just getting the B tier all around. So that's not what I'll click, and this is not exactly a particularly cohesive comp we have from Whomever Cool. The heroes to have a bit all over the place as far as what they want to do. On the other side though, the Bait Makers have such a nice floor man, basically top tier every way you can get. And they can play a very nice sustain style. Zul's a little bit out of theme, but it should still be fine for them because honestly, like, I expect they're gonna be snowballing from a very first objective. I do not like the comp of Whomever Cool at all, honestly, but we will see. Maybe Lady Gaga going to show up on the Orphea. I love that name still. Despite everything I've said so far, I will say the name game is definitely for Whomever Cool, as we are now into game number 2. Possibly our last one. Not all honestly, I expect it to be our last one, but on the blue team, Whomever Cool fighting to stay in the running for the playoffs, basically, because I think they need to win both series to make it. The Bex will be playing Sylvanas, Lady Gaga playing Orphea. Unfathomable, now the offlaner playing the Haka. I mean, probably anyway. I don't see why I play Orphea offlane here. Anyway, Stewie will be playing Mal'Ganis and Tease, and once again playing Deku Cain. On the red team with Baymakers, with almost the same thing, honestly. Malbuckle playing Zul, Fekabol playing Ana, Paper Tanks playing Cassia, Deshelbs playing EC. For one change, Deadwish might have a Spancer now playing Tassadar. And checking the bushes. Doesn't have any mana issues because Sleep Dart's a very healing dart rather. Okay, I am a little confused what's going on here. So much respect being shown. And you have to wonder, if they realise we need to show this much respect, why did they draft this way, but whatever, I think I've harked on this point long enough. So going to have a first rotation down. And they've managed to crash this wave too. Tastel's pretty good, I guess. Well, hey, this is rough. So much wave clear now for the red team with the help of Tassos they might have. Now will be the fight right now. Root onto Mal'Ganis, but it is EDC that's dragged underneath the turret. Has the face melt to get to safety. those potions finally picked up by from T's, but I don't know. This is going kind of. I am very scared for the blue team. Now, Root onto the Haka doesn't really do much, but Marbuckle doesn't really care about his opponents in the offlane, just wants to clear the waves. As he should. This is Vazul. Clearing waves is one thing he's very good at. So far ahead. They've cleared bottom wave, they've got the camp already. Zul's coming to clear mid wave. So much priority for our red team. We do see the adaptation. We now have Guitar Hero coming up from ETC. There is not particularly a high amount of crowd control, so I do like this choice from them. It's such a strong talent. And I like it for the map as well. Because you can just hit it, pop for guitar solo, go and smack some minions on the objective, and you're full health. It's a pretty ridiculous talent. We do see Arno going for the debilitating dart, not going for the what's he called, nano infused round, something it's called for spell power reduction, but effectively the same thing, just wanting to make the Orphea unable to achieve anything. And now going for the boost camp first is the side of the Babymakers, but I think just too late is the blue team, so although they will be capping second, they are going to be late, as Stewie and the Beck's looking to get a bot lane push going on at the same time, but again, they're also too late. The objective's about to start. Oh, do they know? Oh, does he know? Okay, he's just going to cancel the XP. But is the objective started right away by the Babymakers? And so your best option is just to push this. Just give up the objective. Oh, this is going to be so rough. Top's pushing in for them. Bottom is going the way of whomever cool, but already we have 20 picks up so easily by the red team. So taking a split rotation, but should just be fine. Is now moving in is Mal'Ganis going to find a sleep onto Cassia. And moving in onto the point. Now Dahaka going a little bit keen possibly. This is not tank Dahaka, it's the race car build so far. As looking for Zul actually, going to get him quite low. As Mal'Ganis being really annoying actually, just disrupting everyone. In the meantime, Lady Gaga's getting a lot of minions on the point, so they are contesting as Zul has gone for the tap, so now it's probably time to fight over the end of this. Then he don't need 9 more, so he might just be able to sneak it. But now going for the fight, a lot of damage going on to Zul, but Savannah's being well chunked out, and this will just be going over to the red team. Now, one thing though, the Bruiser Cap actually managed to crash and defend the turret, so no damage was done by them. What the hell is going on with this? So it is actually the pushing away of whomever cool on both sides, so not losing on the side lanes at least, but will be the objective going the way of the Babymakers, as they are now pushing in on the middle. Dahaka's on for a very big flank. But it will just be Mal'Ganis falling. Dead taking a lot of damage, but going to be fine. Marbuckle was able to find the Haka, so no Thank was able to come out, so already the snowball's begun! The snowball's begun, and it could have been a bit worse of that still, so I am very scared. I feel like it's just going to be the same thing. They're going to run over them. But maybe they can make something happen. And then goes to the game number 3. But skeptical. Setting up the camp first is the side of the Baymakers. Now, D-Shelb's posturing as if he wants to make something happen here. Zul and Tassa just want to clear out the point though, so nothing gonna happen just yet. No reason to make anything happen. Up 3/4 of a level. You're such an XP lead, you can just wait for level 10 before doing anything. I like this. I'm fully committing to the build. Is CGC. It'll be so hard to kill the objectives now as the cow. Now, Zul pushing top side, Dahaka clearing out middle, and looks like he wants to rotate down. Nope, going to move back towards the top side. And nothing's really happening, which means level 10 is going to get picked up first for the red team. I don't know, it's not much more to say. We are going to make the play though onto the bomb camp, but should be easily defended. As level 10 Tabell took over. ETC holding off is a little bit interesting, because I don't know why it wouldn't be Mosh Pit. But maybe he wants to match for the Dahaka on the side lane. He has gone to build that. Like, he can play it on main tank ETC, but off lane always goes first, so it is possible they just move Zul into the front line and have this ETC play off lane. I wouldn't mind it too much. Just removes all the possibilities. No, doesn't happen, no, it's Mosh Pit. And it's a base race against the Sylvanas. But this is in the objective lane for the Baybakers. They've once again managed to outfox the... So who made that call? And who made that call? You're trading forts, yes, but this is the objective lane. So if you can't win the fight right now, it is so hard. So hard if you're the blue team to come back in this game. Because it's going to be mashing onto the keep, you're going to lose the keep wall. Depending on how badly the fight goes, you might lose the full keep, and from that point, the game is kind of just inevitable. As they have started the point, Zul's not there, so maybe they can find the collapse. 4v5. The tongue goes wide though. Cassia maybe a bit out of position. Now gets my sleep, and it's a huge Orphea jump actually, but Tastar manages to escape it. Cassia the target, taken low, going to fall. As the first kill going over to the blue team. Now it's a nano boosted Tastar, and he's angry. A massive force wall. ETC goes in, finds the Mosh Pit onto 3. It's going so well. Now Orphea trying to return the damage. Very low ETC. Going to fall. There's now a 2-for-1 in favor of blue team. Zul going to back out. But Dahaka's low. I believe he dug in, so he doesn't have that one available. Yep. Oh no, that's actually thinking now, so it's still okay. Dahaka's coming back in. Goes onto the backline. Uses adaptation. I'm hoping that's a misclick because it didn't really do anything. As now Cassia is returned, so it's back to being a 4v4. Cooldowns are gone except for the Valkyrie, so advantage to the red team in that regard, but whomever call has the advantage on the objective, so maybe they are going to turn this around in the end. It is back to being a 5v5, and it looks like it will actually be conceded, so who made that call? Find the first objective of the series, and they have Sylvanas, so this could do quite a lot for them as they are now marching down the top side. In the meantime though, Zul is pushing middle, being a nuisance, going to clear this up, get priority, and then, I mean, most likely he's going bottom, but he could rotate top and try and collapse, but this fort is forfeit. It's a frozen punish, and Sylvanas just so many disables. Going to have to give this one up. Zul has a massive wave though. Uh-oh, this is going to be a fort gone. Dark is created out middle. He doesn't have any bushes to speed down here with. Going to actually dig down. That feels so bad to do, but it will be necessary in order to defend fort. In the meantime, just using the rest of the Punisher's health bar to get boost camp. I like this. You can't really make a play onto the top walls. Just take the advantages you can get. Very nicely done. And this is pushing. They can freeze this. They can freeze this. They can get such a massive XP lead, but they are going to clear it out. And I don't know what they want to do with this time, because there's nothing to really do. We just finished the objective phase. Could have froze this so easily, gone even more in XP lead than who made the call already getting. Now Zul can't really freeze though. Zul, he pushes quite fast naturally, so I'm fine with him doing this. Maybe a play over the bottom siege camp is going to happen. But it looks like both teams just playing it safe at the moment. And now the siege camp picked up. He's going to look for the bottom one most likely. Stewie being the anchor. No, buddy. You're not doing anything. Alright, now you are. Oh my gosh, he actually made him take the long path. Tanks are scary in NA, man. And it will be the bomb camp once again going over to whomever call, and they have managed actually to find themselves in a position where they can look to fight for this game. Their trade earlier is now paying off because this fort's already gone. So now it's them with an objective potentially going onto the keep. Right now though, just waiting for level 16 to take over. Now, you can freeze this if you're the red team. You can deny XP, you can reach 16 on roughly equal timing if you freeze this, but they will push it out to clear the camp. So now, I like this. Bad red team, they're moving up to mid, but they're playing scared. Waiting for level 16, waiting for the objective, or waiting for a more worthwhile time to fight. I can understand it. What the hell was this? Why are we looking terror? Who made that call, man? Dead Magic's so good, you've already taken Chaotic Assault, you can commit to this style. You've got the extra damage, you might as well make it splash. I mean, you should have Chaotic Assault anyway, but whatever. Why Lurking Tail? I don't get it. But for now... Why am I tired? Again, it's going to find a sleep on TC. Nothing more will come of it. It's actually interrupted this, and Mal'Ganis not going to get the Carrion Storm off. It's now a huge chomp patch by Orphea onto the Zul, but he will actually get away for now. Mosh Pit interrupted by the sleep. Arno gets away for now, but it's not healing anyone. 1 for 1 so far, as Cassia has survived though, as now Cassia might just take over the game. Arno so low though. Very nicely done by Unfathomable. Get as much damage onto Freckle as they did. Now it's the 4v4. ETC is going for the tap. So, oh, the drag! The drag is huge! Tastar's been called out, bamboozled, and will be taken down. And things are going well for the blue team. They're managing to turn it around. They've found themselves another objective. And now they have Sylvanas marching down onto the bottom keep. This could be really good for them. Oh, the contact time. Holy. And yeah, Orphea just going to chomp that one nice and easy. Sylvanas is good at one thing and one thing only, and that's fighting people 1v1, and was able to do that quite a few times because the red team got split around this wall so well by the blue team. Nicely done by them. Now it's an enormous wave with Sylvanas and the Punisher. Darker's not here yet, he doesn't really have the best pushes to go to, but Zul not wanting to show up either. Really indecisive as Zul, needs to do something. Don't really care what at this point. Still mounted, help with the defense, man. But they're just going to play it safe. Just going to play it safe and let themselves not really get too much.
Blue team's Punisher has been slain.
And they will find themselves in mid-wall as well, but this game is going the distance, and that scares me because level 20 is definitely better for our red team, that's for sure. But we will see what happens. Deku level 20 is pretty disgusting though, so maybe he finds the big silence on everyone to turn the game. But the team fights have already been going the way of the blue team, so maybe they are just wanting to take the team fights on even terms. Maybe they can just micro better, as I was talking about in the previous game. There's nothing much to talk about at the moment. Actually, Unfathomable. His face guys are hard, he gets out just fine. Now, if you're the red team, you do need to answer this. You can, once again, you can freeze this to try and close the XP gap. But we know that won't happen. Sending all the boys down to bottom. They need to clear this as fast as they can. They need to give the blue team the opportunity to catch this wave of XP that's about to spawn. There we go. That's all blue teams. They're so generous. Marbaka will be just fine in the mid lane. And it's level 20 picked up by the blue team. See what they go for. Will it be the... It should be the side from Decker. Like, we're also going to go for infinite pots. Which makes no sense given what they are trying to do. This is interesting, with Essence calls him to Hako, really wanting to try and stick... Why do you... What? Like, I get it, Ruby's good, but... Really? So much playmaking missed out for by going for the perfect gems. I can't say I particularly like it. And camp will be picked up by the blue team. Gonna be moving on to the top wall actually. But this is rather insignificant because the objective's mid lane anyway. There's no world where we get a keep out of this. So it's basically no world where this does anything, but they are just forcing red team to stay in their base. They do reach level 20 in time as Zul... Uh-oh. Zul has been caught. I was saying they were forced to stay in their base. Maybe Zul should have intentionally stayed in the base just too fast, trying to clear this mid wave, and gets caught out. Now we need to see... Yeah, two options as a red team. You can either try and 4v5 us or try and defend. Neither is particularly good. And they are just going to opt to defend. I know there's not much to say, and then this might be us going to game number 3. Because things are going so well for Who Made That Call. Who made that call for Zul though, honestly? Not even going to get themselves to level 20 fight. Which they have so many tools for. Nano Fusion, really good. Twilight Icon, really good. Times of Energy, really good. They had the advantage going into it, but not able to find anything. So the blue team are most likely going to bring us to game number 3 now because of this. Didn't stand a chance, honestly. As now looking for the mid play. Why is the Haka getting a siege camp? This does nothing. So we'll be the 5v4 defense for the time being. Carrying Storm drops. Gonna get the sleep onto several members now. But Gallus actually the target at the moment. Just gonna be bopped down. Punisher now jumping onto ETC as the Haka finally arrives, but not gonna do anything. Looking for Orphea. That's the healing reduction from Zul, and that will be the kill. The huge interrupt onto Deckard by Shelves. Not going to allow any sleeping to happen. As they will actually get the defense. Thanks to some very nice plays by them and questionable decisions by Who Made That Call. Now looking to run down, they have the Blink Mosh. I think they have the Blink Mosh. Okay, they don't have the Blink Mosh. So, not going to be able to find any more kills, but the game will go on. I'm really out of things to talk about in this game. Like, nothing should happen for a while. See which lane the objective goes to though. Maybe the top player early does actually matter. As they're looking for the invade. Yep, they're just going to give it, as they should. So ultimately the game is just going to come down to another team fight. Maybe Zul won't get caught out this time before it happens. Siege comes on, wait, there's nothing. Like, all we need to do is just clear top. Oh, it is top wave actually. The objective of this does actually mean something possibly because we've seen the blue team be very cautious in their usages of the protector. Maybe giving the wall down will be the incitement if they do manage to win this next objective to look to end the game. The only thing that's contestable at the moment is the top bruiser camp, and it looks like the red team just gonna give it. ETC walking up. And the camp will go to the blue team. They're probably very scared after what happened last time when it comes to walking out of base, so I do understand this restraint shown by the red team here. And what it means is we're just going to get another 5-5. I mean, they can pick up the camp mid lane, but it doesn't change anything because this won't end the game. So the red team should be able to force things that, even though they're behind on the map, they should be able to get an even 5v5 position on top lane. From there, they just look to win the fight and end the game with that. There's no real other ways this can go, like, for camps and the Haka push aren't enough to change that.
Another shrine will be ready soon.
So, if you're the red team, you just want to clear out as many waves here as possible. The one thing you do have to be careful, though, is the flank play. If you push out too far, if you try and clear this wave and then the next one, you do open yourself up to being potentially collapsed in on here, so I like this position from them, but maybe want to clear out this way first. Oh, Orphea. Oh, Orphea. Oh, Mal'Ganis is the target, actually. Now going to walk in, going to go into the counter, I'm going to get out. Sleep onto 2, and they will be fine. So that's a huge cooldown used. Testa should be able to keep the Archon up, though. That's such a big shield, man. Holy. Now, we are, as I was saying, going into one last thing. Now, this is actually going to be the bottom before keep going down. I don't think it changes the game, but if we somehow don't end here, that will be a big deal. It's now sliding in by ATC. Darko goes for the sleep. The mosh pit finds nothing really. Orphea goes for his chomp onto Zebbelmans, but gets absolutely chunked out. Cassia finds the kill. Now they're looking for Zul. He's going to walk it out though. Savannah's trying to do as much as she can to Cassia, but Cassia is a raid boss. So Deckard, the next one to get targeted. Savannah's doing as much as she can, dashing all over the place. Cass taking a lot of damage, but will survive for the time being. They are down their main DPS. A huge knocker by Mal'Ganis, but he will die in the end. And now, that will be the end of the game. Zul is going to recall, but there's too many catapults. No! I said it didn't matter, but I might have been wrong here. There's so many catapults, actually. And it is actually the end of the game. Oh, no. I completely misjudged this. I thought it just... Oh, God, man. So many stacks up in the middle, actually. Possibly thanks to a camp, so... Yeah, well... I guess they didn't get themselves in the 5-5, didn't they? Whoops. Guess I would have lost that game. As we are going to game number 3 now. Oh, it goes on. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to do on the stats page? What's there to even talk about? Like, I'm getting started a lot. Is that what I meant to say? I don't know. There's not much to say from this other than, it's an unlucky game for the red team though. They played the top fight really well. Cassia managed to find the dive to find the Orphea. So much damage straight away onto the Orphea though. I'm guessing Tass must have landed his rotation as well at the same time. There's no other reason Orphea should have taken that much damage. But we are now going for game number 3. My voice is fucking scared. I was kind of hoping for a 2-game series. Alright, so this is now interesting. We are going to game number 3. And it will be Ultrac Pass. 'Cause of course it is. Did I really botched that. God damn. It says haunting. Why did I put haunting mines in? That's a bit of a misclick. So Ultrac Pass will be our final map of today. And we will have to see what happens. Because, well, both teams have actually won through the macro now. For Baymakers more convincingly, but who made a call did pull off the Winions in the last game for them, so quite nicely done. And it looks like we are ready to go for game number 3 of the series. Kind of wanna. Oh. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Nice little drink. Maybe we are anyway. We aren't quite in draft yet. I've been bamboozled. But the Archipels worked very well for the blue team in the last game, so you have to wonder if maybe that's enough to encourage the red team to change up their draft. But if I were them, I'd be looking at it as just an unlucky ending, and I would still be confident in the draft. But Ultrac is a map where you can do so much with the globals, so you have to wonder what sort of priority there will be on picks like for the Haka that we saw in the last game. Like for Yabitha, we saw banned away in game 1 on Sky Temple. But now here we are. And one thing is not changing, and that seems to be the bans of Babymakers. Zeratul still gone. We'll not be seeing him. Makes me think that we're going to see Chromie as well. And Maiev will still be banned. So what's going to happen to our globals? It is kind of interesting now. Because you can't ban the same thing and the globals. Garrosh actually banned away. I don't understand this one either. Why not ban Chromie if you're not going to ban global? You've been doing it for the last 2 games, so you clearly have a reason to. Garrosh, well, he didn't even get played, but chose Morganis instead. And Ana will be banned away, so finally targeting the first 3 of for Baymakers, but I don't know, Cassie's open, but so is Abatha. And so is Deckard actually. Just going for the healer priority. Bob gonna take that one away. So now this could just be Dahaka and Cassia coming out right now. It would be pretty good. Yep, there it is. In fact, we'll get another game with Dahaka, which is quite nice to see from them. Then Cassia taken away. So now we are going to see something. Okay, this is a little interesting. Diablo and Yrel. Now Diablo kind of struggles on this map because there aren't really that many walls you can bounce people off during the team fights, but we have seen recently that a lot of Diablos have been opting into the auto attack lifesteal build. So that is quite possibly what we're going to see here. Tastar banned away, and if I guess I'm targeting healers. If I well, I guess you could also go for tanks. Either is reasonable. Yeah, I like this. Easy. Really nice against for Diablo, as I mentioned before. Makes perfect sense to ban that one away. So now I kind of want to see damage flex. Okay, what? Stewie will be playing Arthas. You have to wonder. And Lady Gaga once again Orphea. Now, the Orphea is looking a lot spookier this game. What's going on here? The Arthas is weird though. I don't know why we have Arthas, but I like Orphea here. Now we have Medivh by Deadwish. The ace up their sleeve they're pulling out in game number 3. Their last chance to try and qualify for playoffs is this game here, otherwise fate's out of hands, and it will be Hanzo. Now Hanzo, I don't know if I like this. Arthas with Army of the Dead is quite resilient to, well, we normally see the W Hanzo build when he's the solo damage dealer like he's here. Arthas is quite resilient against that and will be able to protect Cassia and Orphea from it. So I think we have a very interesting turn of events, managed to find draft advantage for the blue team, as there's no reasonable way that the side of the Baby Makers are able to win team fights after 10. Now, they will have quite a lot of fun before that though. Arthas is kind of useless early on against the team comp. For Hanzo's super mobile, thanks to Medivh, so there's one thing they're going for them, but if they fall behind the red team, then I don't know how they come back into this. For the Hako as well, giving so much global control for the blue team, I actually favor them to make the reverse sweep. As now we are coming in to game number 3. On the blue team, we have Who Made That Call, looking to get the aforementioned reverse sweep. For Bex, we'll be playing Cassia. Tease playing Stukov. Stewie playing Arthas. Lady Gaga playing Orphea. And Unfathomable on the Dahaka. On the red team, it is the Baby Makers, and they are changing things up here in game number 3. Paper Tanks playing Hanzo, Freckle Bob playing Deckard Cain, Malbuckle playing VRL, Shelbs playing Diablo, and Deadwish on the Medivh. It is W build Hanzo as expected. And once again, so reserved on the early game, but Deadwish is still finding stacks, so that's a little bit unfortunate for them. Now we do have offliners on the cross sides of the map. Yo, gonna crash the wave. No one is responding to it. Speaking of responding though, the Shelves has found the Haka. For Skull seeing misses though, so they will give up Goose on this one. But the full wave has crashed. We gave a full wave to go for this one. Rotation to bot side. The Haka will now dig up for the next one, but that is not the start we want to see. We don't want to be skipping waves this early. You're going to miss out on 1 XP. But still advantage. Oh. Not quite able to find that shot. So, now Medivh's having a little bit of fun here The tank has no hard CC. No one in the forward man has hard CC, so but he's kind of free to do what he wants, and what he wants is to stack the Master's Touch. Camp going to be taken first by the blue team. Now red side, they want to hold on to this, as we don't. But the wave has already crashed in a very nice place for them, so it should be a nice defense by our red team here. Now Yrel needs to walk up soon, but okay, Hanzo is here, so it's okay. This is what we like to see. Excellent control of where the mini wave is crashing. So now camp advantage for the red team. It is the life leech from Diablo. 4% maximum health is pretty disgusting. Now if you look at the side over to the blue team, actually a lot of damage onto Stewie right now. Gets rid of both Skull stealing. Ruby hits him too. Ash is going to be first blood. Arthur's feeling pretty sad. Now if you are the blue team, as I was saying before, you don't have any healing reduction in your kits. So it's quite hard to stop this jab. But the nice thing though, and I suppose this is the reason we did see Arthas come out, is the frozen temp is an attack speed slow, of course, so that will indirectly reduce the amount of healing that Diablo gets from the life leech, so maybe that's the reason, but why not just go Johanna for the blind if that's your reasoning? And it will be XP leads for the time being for the red team, as they do have a first objective going down. Arthas walking in will be able to zone these members away.
Good work, lads and lassies.
As now the camps are back up. The red team has player on it as we're sending 4 members up to top wave. So now we can see using their priority on the camp, just push out mid and then walk back to the objective. Not long left on, so they could look to steal away with that. In the meantime, Malbuckle dueling with the Haka. Needs to look to just get the priority there, because of course the Haka can just cheat the lane and rush Stalker up to the top. And the player I mentioned before is exactly what's about to happen. But they are going to turn onto Arthas, and yeah, he's gone. Fossil Resilience use a little Iceman Forge gold. Why am I thinking of foul? Yeah, the exact play I mentioned happens where they get the siege camp and then look to make a play while they have time. Stukov not quite able to find the lurking arm to interrupt. Thank God, that thing's ridiculous. And it will be the first objective going over to the side of the baby makers. So, what? We're getting up mid? I don't know about this, Chief. What? We're getting up mid lane. Hanzo's here to push. I need 9 stacks on the simple geometry, that's kind of low. But this is an enormous mid push. Now rotating back, and as long as they get the well, they should be happy. Yep, they get the well. A little bit of a boost on Diablo, but that's okay. And even in the meantime, actually hasn't got that many stacks from this. So, not too bad of a hold. If you are blue team. Didn't lose anything too significant, really. Just the mid wall. Rush stalk down. Did anything down the box? This seems a little bit of a strange play by the Haka. Now Medivh, he's seen the Haka rush stalk down. You can clear this wave out and then look to deny it. But that's not going to happen. They are voting top anyway, so that wouldn't have happened. Now, Diablo wants to hold this. Don't let it crash into your wall. Well, actually, the next mini wave's here anyway, so it will be another very clean clear for Siege Camp by the red team. In the meantime, though, who made their call? Well, they made the call to go for the top tower, but not quite able to find it. Mid camp will now be cleared out, but in the meantime, Hounds and Friends are putting a cheeky boss call. And Eve has Leyline Seal, so it's quite hard for Sidefoot that call to even contest this, but Alphas has smelted out and he's here. And the members are coming in. Here comes the Hacker. Finds the grab onto Hanzo. Pulled in by the Valkyrie. Protected by Medivh though to get him out. Big sleep by the boss. Dragono onto Seville with the APOC coming out. It's so good. UL on the point. Matt throws him away with a hammer. Gets the boss. Now T's in a lot of trouble. Crushing Jaws will be dodged. Boss not even needed to get the kill. There will be Stukov falling. It will be Orphea falling. Arthur's not able to get much done either. As everything comes up perfectly for the red team. Oh dear. Now the objective's coming up and they are just bolting their way over. Other side of the Baby Makers. God, that was so tragic. You know, just able to smack away Arthas on the point, I love it. Well actually, they're not done yet. They're going for the double. As the massive rotation up to top lane means they're going to lose even more. Like, you have so many members here, but you've already lost a 4. And now you're not in position to contest the other boss. This is so nice by the side of the Rainmakers, what they're doing here. I really like this. Now going to look for the objective. There's of course now the boss steal to stop rather. And they're going for their siege camp, but they've seized this. So they will just get the channel started. And yeah, you have to stop that. This is looking so good for the Baymakers. So it reminds me a lot of game number 1, where they're putting so much pressure on the map while they're going for the objective. It's nice to see this coming out from them again. And now, if you suffer a bit of a call, you have to give up on the boss. You have to go for this, but it's so hard. But you have to go for this. The late line, on to 3. The Apox early, so they're not going to be able to find that one. There's the Dragon Arrow though. Lady Gaga getting low. T's also quite low as Diablo's moving in. UL jumping in. He has to get absorbed to survive. There will be Stukov falling. On the backside, the Haka doing as much as he can, but not able to do enough. The portal to get everyone back down to kill Unfathomable. That will be a second one going over to the red team. So nicely done by them again, and it's all going their way. It looks like they are just able to win the fights anyway, partially because of the advantages, but they're just playing the comp so nicely, able to chain the CC pretty well. You would find the kills that way. A little bit keen here by Diablo, but should be fine. As here comes the cavalry. Mid's forfeit. The side lanes will need to be defended too, and it is not looking good for the blue team. Hanzo and Medivh still not done a quest, so massive power spike still to come out for the red team. Cassio has 12 stacks on the Thunderstroke, which is a little bit unfortunate to see. Kind of a sign of how things have gone this game. As if you look at, where was it, the damage. Cassie's actually not, the damage was just not pretty at all for the blue team. Arthur's the only one really doing anything. Oh, Dark I suppose, but Now it is the push possibly onto the middle. They've gone for Arthas again. And it looks like they've found him. Yep, he's just gone. Army of the Dead not able to do anything because CC the whole time. Now they are going to look for the first keep of the game at 12 minutes. There's not much that can be done. Medivh portal there for safety, and they will take it straight to the siege camp. This is so good now for the Baymakers at level 16. They're fully online. Hanzo has the damage. Diablo has a silly amount of attack speed. Wonderful and terrible at the same time. Boss up in 30 seconds. Don't see if they can just run it. They're gonna have a 16 advantage. And you get, once again, there's such a dirty CC chain here, man. Leyline, Dragon Arrow, Apoc, Sleep. If you can pull it off, it's so good. And very difficult to respond to if you have a side of Humed Rakul. And they are, as I was saying, looking for the fight. Darker will get out. Not going to get picked off, but boss will be started. We have 4 members in the bot lane, which probably means it's already gone. Because there's a level 16 at W build Hanzo. And that boy shreds bosses. Yeah. Darker's doing what he can. Now, adaptation will buy quite a bit of time, but it turns out he's just going to die. Essence will get popped, so he is surviving for the time being. The team has made it here, so maybe they can do something. Sleep on to several members, but they are woken up. The Apoc still better to Stukov. Here comes the Dragon out to Stukov. So much onto him. He's going to fall. So much CC. Actually, manages to get out with the help of a massive shove. Now Decad looking to survive. And Pavel coming in. Getting the armor reduction onto several members. Goes for Hanzo. Protection in the last second, keeping him alive. Feckle Bob now making a run for it. Gets through the portal. And they was so close by the blue team. They nearly found the kill they needed onto Paper Tanks, but not quite able to do so. Now they're just scrambling to defend their base as the next objective is started up by the blue team. Red team. And now we are seeing one last defense possibly. Hanzo's quite low at the moment and it's taking the siege camp, so it should be quite easy for him to get this. Yrel gets dragged, but Medivh is there to try and save it. There's a low CC though, but they do actually get the Yrel ultimate out. The Ardent Defender. 120-second cooldown, I think, so there's a pretty nice thing to get. It's now they're fighting at the fort. Darker taking a lot of damage. Dragon Arrow onto the entire backline. The front line getting sleeped as well. But the damage is onto Yrel. No ultimate going to fall. Dahaka falls as well, but it's Hanzo in a choke with piercing arrows as now the portal to chase him down. The grab will be onto Orphea actually instead of Stukov, so going to get out for the time being. The Paper Tank smells blood, going to try and run them down. Has the Ninja Assassin, so could maybe let's go a little further. There's a way to go a little further with the help of Medivh. And they will get that one. And with this, it should be the end of the game. Cassie is just chilling in the base. Kind of realizes it's the end. It's not over yet, though. Get out of here. Come and defend your base. You can maybe hold it. There's only one keep down. And everyone's played Ultrac. Those for struggles are trying to end with only one keep down. But it will be the boss started up now by the side of the red team. And with that, it might just be too much for him to hold off. Arthas also a bit AFK. Uh-oh. Maybe there's something else going on here. Needing a little bit of motivation to come and defend, but we will see what they have to do. Is now nearly level 20 of the red team. And Fathomable taking a lot of damage. Will heal it up, of course, because of adaptation. And now is one last desperate fight. They are looking. The boss is going to look first and find the stuns. And now, just Malwark are able to zone him away. The front line trying to run onto Hanzo. The Paper Tanks. Oh, he gets dragged actually. I spoke too soon. Protection comes out. The massive ley line. The Apox early. They're all still in stasis. But so much damage. They're all in a choke. Hanzo piercing out against the wall. Scatter rather finds Orphea. Now I guess with the ball choke. Now he's left his own, so maybe Yas can run him down, but no, not quite able to do. T's not long for the sword either. And Van Stormpike is gone as well. That will be the series going over to the side of the Baymakers. And with that, they will qualify for the postseason in the Mythic Championship. GG to them taking the series 2-1 in the end. Okay, that is worth mentioning. Dahaka, he was trying, was unfathomable. Had a really nice game on the Dahaka. Found so many big drags, but not quite able to have the dealers follow up. Orphea and Cassie are both behind their tanks and damage, which is a little bit unlucky, all things considered. Let's see if we're going to get ourselves an interview. See what ends up happening here. Alright, looks like we will be getting one, but it will be in a little bit of time, so with that, it will be the sort of whomever called on a 7-3 score. Kind of difficult to, even if they win the last game, I'm not sure if they can make it into the postseason.
Hello.
Oh, looks like we're here. Hello, congratulations on your win, Mr. Paper Tanks. How are you doing in a moment?
Man, we are fantastic. We are super excited right now. We made the playoffs.
Yes, you should
Great
be
feeling.
excited. With a score of 5-3, you will be able to qualify for the postseason of the championship.
It's a great feeling. We're super excited.
Tell us how you're feeling coming into this game, because this was the last chance. You have other games after this one to make it into the playoffs, but in the end, you were able to win it.
So this season, this is a brand new team, and our first game was a little rough, and then we had the bye. But then after that, we started really clicking. We started finding some comps we were comfortable with, and I think we were on a 3-game winning streak just now. So yeah, we felt pretty solid going into the match.
That's quite impressive, being a first-time team and making it into the playoffs, and being willing to play Medivh comps as well. I'm quite interested in your Game 3 draft, a bit of a change from what you had for the first 2 games.
Yeah, Deadwish is probably our best player, and so when we let him kind of play the heroes that he can kind of turn the games around for us a little bit, that Diablo Medivh comp is something that we've practiced a little bit, and we felt pretty good about bringing that out for Game 3.
It definitely shows you had some very nice CC chains with the help of your Dragon Arrows, as it turns out, being the Hanzo player. While I've got here, do you have any shout-outs you want to make?
I just want to shout out to the team. When we first started, it was a little abysmal, but we've turned it around great, and we feel pretty good going into playoffs.
You should feel good after that one. I do wish you, of course, the best of luck in the playoffs. And
Thank
I
you.
look forward to potentially casting some of your games then.
Thank you for casting our game tonight. It was we had our coach Lawlings watching your stream, and he said that you had a really nice stream today. So thank you for that.
Thank you for the nice words as well. I'll let you go now and enjoy your win.
Have a great night. Thanks.
Doesn't know I'm not from America. It's okay though. It's okay. Have a good night to him though. As mentioned, that will be the side of the Baymakers making it into the postseason that will be the end of us. So I believe we have a Division 3 game going on at the moment. So I will flick over the host to them. It is OGGO. That's a nice name. Casting Division 3 actually between two of their teams. Also, of course, the final weeks of them, so pretty exciting games. Go and check them out. Have a good night to everyone voting NNA.